I have no clue.
Anyway, Anthropic, 4 ads for about Claude. They announced they're going to run it in the first quarter, 1 pregame, 1 during halftime.
Mm-hmm.
But the ads were Claude ads. It did not at one point mention Anthropic. And if you pull up the Kalshi rules right here,
let's look at that.
It says that those are the clarified rules.
I think honestly, in this contract, it probably won't even help as much. If you just look at the rules summary, this is what most people are going off of. Okay, so a few things to know for this market. I will tell you, a lot of people, before the Anthropic ads even aired today, I know I was talking with a few others and a bunch of people who were thinking about, the whole Anthropic market. So this was something people were thinking about for a long time about, like, would Claude count? The main distinction you see in the market is last year there were similar disputes where there was the OpenAI, ChatGPT. Last year they kind of kept it a little more open to judgment, and I think they ended up clarifying, like, for OpenAI, ChatGPT would count. But there was confusion on this one. If you look at the rules, there's kind of a line in there that will say parent companies, like wait, let me read the exact one because I want to make sure I don't flip it around. So
here a little bit.
Wait up. Yes,
Parent wasn't in.
here.
Parent wasn't in the rules.
No, there's a line in here that talks about. Let me find
parent
it.
company ads
yes.
without.
Okay, so here's the thing. In the rule summary, parent company ads without specific brand identification don't qualify. What that was really referring to, though, is like if there is a brand in here for Gemini, right, which is the parent company of Google, a Google ad wouldn't count for Gemini.
I don't agree with. Gemini is a product. Alphabet would be the parent company of Google.
Yeah. So I'm saying if there was a but if Gemini, the AI model, was a strike, and it is a strike for this market, and they just did a Google ad for like Google search or something, Gemini would resolve no 100%.
Okay.
No dispute. But this is what I'm saying is it's unique because it's the reverse of that. So that was clear in the rules. This is you have basically
I don't get
it.
But I'm saying Claude is not Anthropic is not the parent company of Claude.
Yeah, it is. That's what because Anthropic
parent company is Claude is not a company.
Yeah. Claude is a brand.
Claude is a product
of Anthropic.
Yes.
An iPhone ad. Would that resolve for Apple if they only talked about the iPhone?
If they
and
didn't show
and they hid the logo.
Exactly. If they didn't show any like Apple brand, look. I'm just saying.
Okay,
this is not no.
Okay, my smooth brain perspective here, which was wrong, was Anthropic only gets one product. It's only Claude.
Whoa. Okay, I get what you're saying. I will say, in general practice, it really only has one product, but in reality, it technically has multiple products. Although they're like,
would you say like the Claude API?
No, not the API. They have like other small stuff they make. Like I agree with you because when I was talking about people about this, it's like it's almost synonymous with Anthropic. But what I was getting to on the rules was I wasn't saying it's like 100% a clear thing in the rules. I was like I didn't know how this was going to get resolved.
Oh my God, man! I mean, you're in a tough spot here.
I'm not.
I just say
I'm not doing anything with anything.
If we go to the one-day
rule
chart here, I think I bought here and sold right there, so we'll take the win.
What I'm saying is the rules specified. Okay, we moved away from the rules game, but the rules
the pre-clarification.
Yes. Okay, so the pre-clarification rules specified that if there was an ad for like Google, the company, that Gemini wouldn't count. But this is the reverse of that. Because this is them doing an ad for Gemini in a sense and asking, does that count for Google? So that's where the confusion came because this was like a reverse of doing it was the reverse of doing a sub for a parent. This was, or I guess, whatever. You get my point, right? Does that make sense how I explain that? So that was a lot of confusion on how it's going to resolve. The reasons people like Logan felt so confident was, like I was saying, last year there was a similar dispute because there was OpenAI and then they did ChatGPT and it was actually disputed. It was going back and forth, but they clarified that ChatGPT would count, I believe. So they changed it this year to be brands instead of that.
But doesn't that flip on themselves?
It did.
Well, the strike probably should have been Anthropic / Claude, or just it should have been Claude. But like at the end of the day, the strike was Anthropic. So I'm not saying I lean towards one way or the other. Like what happened today was Claude officially like came out with their ads for it, and then Anthropic went to 98. A ton of people started hammering no's because of this whole dispute. So, you know, and then you get to what happened to where they clarified it no. I think based on how the contract and all that stuff was, it would be pretty difficult to go yes, but I leaned 50-50 on like, would there be a clarification leaning towards yes? Because obviously a lot of people are going to say, really? You're saying Anthropic didn't do an ad when they see Claude?
Yes,
right?
exactly. Well, so this one I highlighted because my attack to this rules, if I were to be on the yes side, would have been brand, Anthropic, may also refer to a brand by characteristics. Claude is a characteristic of Anthropic. That's the angle I was going to attack.
So
if I were to go,
what I would say is
based.
that rule, my interpretation of that would be if they listed AI company as a strike and there was a Claude ad, it would resolve yes for AI company. That's how I interpret that rule.
My dumb sense here again would be like more people know what Claude is than Anthropic is.
Oh, 100%.
It is very much synonymous.
It was just a bad strike.
Like it's
yes,
it
I
is
agree.
1-to-1.
It was a bad strike. It should have been Anthropic / Claude or just Claude.